Hi, my name is Matigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about something that disturbed the court just before tea time, because I'm sitting here thinking a lot of things. The leg irons. Why didn't Ntanzi have leg irons to begin with? Ntanzi is not yet sentenced. Why does he need leg irons? Because I do not remember in that courtroom of Judge Rata where there was a discussion about Ntanzi needing to be in leg irons. So why is it that he is on leg irons? He's an awaiting trial person. He's still going on trial. So he's not sentenced. Okay, understand that wrong. Okay, anyway, this is what I researched and found out. Okay. So yesterday, this was not just it was not just another court appearance. This was a moment, a quiet moment that may have said more than any test, that may have said more than any testimony, because while everyone was focused on the questions, while everyone was focused on the answers, something else was happening in that courtroom. Something else was happening in that courtroom, something visual, something psychological. Ntanzi in leg irons. That is speaking volumes about the nature of the case itself, Kesana. That is speaking volumes about the nature of the case itself, Kesana. And the real question is, was that even supposed to happen? Was it even supposed to happen? Now, the law they don't talk about when it comes to this. Let's get into that. In South African law, this is not a small issue. This is not about comfort. This is about fair trial rights, because the law is clear. An accused person is presumed innocent and must appear in court free, dignified, and unrestrained, unless the court specifically authorizes restraints. Not the police, not correctional services, the court. And if that authorization is not clear on record, then we have a problem, a serious one. Now, that is why we will go around in circles and come back to Judge Rata, because Judge Rata knows this. I am very sure of that. Oh, he knows this law. He knows this law. I am very sure of that, but Judge Rata did nothing about it. Instead, he saw an opportunity to ridicule the whole situation. He made a comment that sounded like he was saying, do you listen with your legs or with your ears? That's not what he said in a nutshell. In fact, that's not what he directly said. But if you were listening to his commentary during that time, you will actually hear him saying that, because he asked a question. Did you not hear that they were tight when they were doing that thing to you? They were fussing them. Didn't you hear them? So to me, it suggests that Judge Rata is saying to Ntanzi, it's not like you listen with your legs anyway, with your leg, don't. You listen with your ears. That's what I was hearing him saying it. And also for Judge Rata, any other judge, I get a feeling any other judge, any other competent court would have said, what do you mean that he's on leg irons? Why would he be on leg irons in my courtroom? Take those things off. Take those things off. I don't want leg irons in my courtroom. Do you understand? Because that courtroom is very safe, guys. Let's start there. There is always police officials and correctional officers that are on by, so why would you assume it's going to be dangerous for anyone in that courtroom? Because the accused are sitting behind the lawyers. And now, if the accused are sitting behind the lawyers, the police are sitting way behind, from behind and backwards. They see the doors are only two there at the back. So whatever the accused person may try there is no one that is sitting next to the accused who has a firearm. Let's start there. Let's say they are trying to think, what if they escape? What if they shoot someone? Okay. The people that have firearms are far behind from the accused. So that means the accused can actually be dealt with way before they can jump hoops and don't. So what is this? thing, Yamalek Ions, any other court would have dismissed that situation with law. Now, there was a silent message most there. Now, where it gets uncomfortable, because the leg ions don't just restrain movement. They send a message, a silent message to the court, to the public, to everyone watching. That message is, this person is dangerous. That's what they are saying. Ntanzi is dangerous. But wait, isn't this the same person who is still on trial? What do you mean he's dangerous when he's not yet found guilty? He's still presumed innocent, most right? Especially Ubonga Ntanzi is not having any conviction. So why is he on leg ions? So now the question becomes, are we watching a trial here, or are we watching a conclusion being suggested to the judge? Because what is this supposed to do to Judge Ratha? This is where it becomes exclusive, because in a courtroom, control is everything, and control is not always loud. Sometimes it is visual. If an accused is sitting there in leg ions, the movement is restricted, the confidence is affected, the presence changes, and more importantly, the perception of the court shifts. Ntanzi is dangerous. Now compare that to what we've been seeing. Ntanzi holding his ground, Ntanzi answering consistently, Ntanzi not collapsing under pressure. So what happens when the verbal control is not working? Yet you start seeing environmental pressure. Not shouted, not argued, just applied. That is what they are doing, looks like, Kesan, if no one is telling them. That's what I see. Now, here is where the part nobody's asking out loud. Did the judge authorize those leg ions? Because if the answer is no, not clearly on record, then we are no longer just talking about optics here. We are talking about procedural unfairness. We are talking about procedural fairness here, okay? The fairness of it all, EP. And possibly a violation of Section 35 rights, a point that can be raised on appeal, a moment that defense can use to argue prejudice, because the law doesn't say restraint first, justify later. It says restraint must be justified first. So why are they are on leg ions, especially Ubongani Ntanzi? Let's say this comes after the so-called fight in October 2023, or November 2023, when a fight ensued between accused 3, 4, and 5 and Officer Jele. If it's about that, why isn't those ones that were involved in a fight, why all of them? So now, forget everything else for a second then. Forget the cross-examination, forget the contradictions, forget the documents, focus on this. Why was Ntanzi in leg ions in court? Was there a security threat? They must tell us. Was there an escape risk? They must tell us. Was there a court order? We need to hear about that. Or was this something that just happened? And why did it happen? Why? This is so big, guys. It is. I hope Ramsipile is going to do something as he promised. Read up about it. Because if this moment is left unchallenged, it doesn't stay a moment. It becomes a pattern. And in high-profile trials, patterns are everything, because sometimes the case doesn't collapse from one big mistake. It collapses from small, quiet ones that nobody questioned in time. So I wonder what is happening with this. I'm just wondering. Let me stop there. But it is what it is. I'm just wondering, what is this, Kesan? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. Do enjoy your day. Bye-bye.